Oh, just before you throw those away.
How do you make money for nothing?
Can I have it?
You can have it, yeah.
The answer could be hiding in the 30 million tonnes of household waste we throw out every year.
Now this is one seriously unusual tip find.
That's why entrepreneur Sarah Moore wants to get her hands on things before they hit the skip.
I'm a passionate user, maker and buyer of old stuff, and I've turned my passion into a money-making business. I make new stuff out of old stuff. I sell it for profit.
And with some of the country's elite designers and makers,
These were going to be thrown away. Seriously.
I love it, love it, love it.
she can transform her finds into desirable,
It looks brand new.
valuable,
You are joking.
and hopefully saleable items.
That is a triumph!
If Sarah is successful, then she can hand the profits back to the very people who had no idea there was cash to be made from their trash.
That is amazing.
Today, Sarah finds herself in Altrincham near Manchester, home to this delightful recycling centre.
A stool that's not cool, a three-piece suite that is anything but, or a cabinet that's just had it, can all be transformed into stunning items with that wow factor to make some money for nothing.
Yes, it's Sarah's mission to seek out 3 items that can go from unwanted and tired to sought after and desired.
Sarah, Queen of Tips.
Her Majesty has special permission to rummage here, and it's not long before she's sniffed out her first curio in Luther's boot.
Hello, hello.
Oh, hello.
Big clear out. Garage, is it?
Well, moving home, so this is the start of getting rid of a load of rubbish.
How long have you got till you move?
Well, we have probably a couple of weeks or so.
Oh, really? So the pressure's mounting?
Yeah, definitely. This is just the start, you know.
It's a good start. And what's that?
Well, it used to be the father-in-law's. He's died recently. And it's,
What is it?
Well, it's just an old amp meter type thing. He used to work for Shell
Oh, really?
in the electrical department. He was 97 years of age, so he could be quite old.
You don't see stuff like that anymore. An ammeter is used for measuring the strength of an electrical current. Nowadays it fits in the palm of your hand, but this one has its own carry case.
No, it was destined for the tip, but you know, if you can make use of it, make use of it.
Oh, do you know something? I would love to have that.
Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's like a handbag, look.
Oh, that is a shocking idea. Get it? Vaulted? Shocking? All right, I'll give up. But Luther's pleased to see the back of it.
To me, I've got enough old stuff at home and don't need any more. Thank you very much.
I love my new amp meter. Have you seen it? Look at it. It's a stunning little piece of industrial equipment. I know exactly who to take this to make this into something fantastic.
If you like lamps made from all sorts of crazy stuff, Guy Trench is your man. Handyman Guy works tirelessly with his band of happy helpers to make one-of-a-kind furnishings from, well, anything really.
I used to be a North Sea diver, and I spent 10 years doing that. My grandmother was an antiques dealer, so I thought I'd try antiques. My wife said to me, Guy, you're good with your hands. Why don't you cobble together something old? And so I got some old bowling balls and turned those into table lamps. And if I can do bowling balls, why can't I do cricket balls? And I thought, why don't I do a cricket ball? Just try a cricket bat. And did a cricket bat, and then I was really on my way. Love using reclaimed material. Can't beat it.
With Guy and his gang lined up, it looks like their old ammeter will be electrified once again. One down with 2 to go, and Sarah's struggling.
If I could make things out of polystyrene and cardboard, I'd be on to a winner.
Luckily, it looks like Andrew's boot is going to offer a better bounty.
What else have you got in there then? Got this kitchen sink. You chucking those out?
I was going to weigh them in.
What does weighing mean? Weighing mean?
I'll take them to the local recyclers,
Yeah.
and they'll give me money for them as scrap metal.
Andrew's well aware that scrap metal merchants locally will only offer around 5p a kilo. So with that lot of old school science lab stalls, he could make, 50p.
Love them.
So he might just be better off taking a gamble on Sarah and her money-making plans.
Where are these from then?
I used to work at a school. They were the original lab seats, I think they were. Look at the sound, they're just rusty.
You don't mind a bit of rust?
No.
No, they're lovely.
So what will you do with these?
I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to come back and show you. Brilliant. I shall take those away. I am really chuffed with those. Thanks ever so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm pretty sure Andrew won't regret giving those stalls to Sarah rather than selling them for scrap. But does he think Sarah and the stall will have a good chemistry?
Of course, you can use the tubular steel in those shapes and weld them together to make all sorts of endless possibilities.
Not very comfortable at the moment, but one day these stacking stools are going to be fantastic again. There's 7 of them, so there's money to be made here. I just need to find the right person who loves this retro look to update them. And I think I know who that is.
Say hello to Josh and Ollie, designer makers, business partners and best friends. These boys use natural and recycled materials to create handcrafted furnishing and high-end interior pieces.
We kind of joined forces in 2013 and started working together.
The best thing about working here is probably when you have a new idea for something and you can just kind of come in, you've got all the tools you need, you can kind of sit down with your sketchbook.
I mean, the feeling that you get when you make something actually original and it's come from your mind and you then take that idea and bring it into the physical world, yeah, it's an amazing feeling.
I just hope that amazing feeling will extend to her newly acquired science lab stalls. We're 2 down and 3 is the magic number for Sarah, as the next item she finds will be all hers.
What people throw away drives me nuts. See? Wing nut. Get it?
Will you get on with it? Sure enough, she soon spots Les, whose boot full of bags is like a lucky dip to our Sarah.
So talk me through what's in here. Anything I might be interested in? What's in there?
I haven't got a clue. Yeah, just take it out and have a look.
I might like some of this stuff.
Well, it's up to you, love. You take what you want.
But these are quite sweet.
What's that?
All the coat hangers.
Only Sarah could get so excited about a load of old hangers. Hopefully she can find something just a bit more interesting.
There seems to be a coat hanger theme going on here.
Well, it looks that way, doesn't it?
Oh my word, more?
I know. Ridiculous.
Les is sorting through his recently departed uncle's belongings.
How old was he?
He was 90 odd.
And he just loved hoarding things, did he?
Well, that's what people do, isn't it?
I do.
Les isn't one for standing round chatting, so it's up to Sarah to see if she can dig out anything other than hangers. Oh, there goes Les.
It's like being underneath a Christmas tree in here.
There you go, kids. Bags of hangers. Merry Christmas.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much for letting me have a little rummage. If I find anything interesting, can I keep in touch?
You do what you want.
Oh, lovely.
Les clearly has a lot to get through, so Sarah's grabbed a few choice bags for a longer rummage on her own.
Oh, wow. Look in here.
Let me guess, more hangers?
Meters and meters of old fabric. It's quite narrow. That means it's old. Anything that's 30 inches wide, old fabric, is sort of 1940s from when they made things on a narrow loom. But I think there's huge potential here to turn a profit. And I'd love to have a go at making some projects out of this.
And with that, Sarah has her 3 items. Guy and his team will jump to it with Luther's Ammeter. Josh and Ollie will experiment with Andrew's science stalls. And Sarah will go the extra yard with the meters and meters of Les's fabric.
Today I managed to gather yet another unusual hoard of items, which I think, once reimagined, stand a real chance of making some money for nothing.
Near Malden in rural Essex is the workshop of antiques and reclamation mastermind Guy Trench, who, with the support of his assistant Keith, is a hugely talented trash tackler with a bit of a liking for lighting.
Always looking forward to seeing Sarah. She brings quite interesting things to me. I love things that come out of skips. Totally worth nothing. And when I get hold of it, hopefully I can make it worth something to somebody else.
He might get a shock when he sees what she's charged with this time.
Well, I have to say, this is one of the quirky items that I've saved. Who knows what Guy might be able to make out of it. Hello, hello.
Hi, Sarah.
Lovely to see you.
And to you, my dear.
I've got a little something and I don't know if you can do anything with it, but have you ever seen anything like that before?
I don't know what you brought me this time. Ah, it's altimeter, meter. Keith?
Hello.
Come and have a look at this.
Hi, Keith.
Sarah, how you doing?
Yeah, really well. How are you?
Good, thanks.
What do you reckon to that?
It's quite smart, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Whether it can actually be put to any good use is, well, there's a problem I might like to leave to you.
That's right, Sarah, pass the buck.
I think this polished up look really good, don't you think, Keith? You know, this out here is old patina, it's lovely, and I think we could just work the lovely waxes into this and you'll get a lovely colour there. Round the outsides, bit of leather polish on there, that'll look good, won't it?
Yes, yes, it'll look nice, but what could it be?
And make it into lighting?
Make it a light, of course, yeah. Definitely a lamp.
A lamp, of course. Why aren't I surprised?
In terms of converting it, I mean, are you thinking that it would stand on something?
What about a wall light?
Yeah.
I don't know. Once that's cleaned up, half shade on it, could that's then in your eye when you walk into a place, it's boof.
Boof, indeed. But there's a spark of inspiration from Keith too.
I'm wondering whether you get a little LED or something in there to light that up.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
Might be able to do it.
What kind of money am I looking at?
I think about £125.
Okay. I'm really happy to leave it with you to just do what you can, turn it into something functional and saleable. Then, you know, I'm not going to be able to go wrong on that. That would be great. Lovely. Always a pleasure.
Lovely, lovely, lovely to see you again.
Take care, Keith. Nice to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that amp meter is going to look amazing when Guy has finished with it. He's certainly the man to put a bit more energy back into that amp meter.
And Sarah's empowered Guy to get creative.
If we can get maybe an LED or a light inside it, I think you've got a great wall light. She's done well on her skipping this time.
Sarah's probably not in the mood for skipping, having committed a hefty £125 to the project for Guy and his team's labour and materials. They're going to have to give it quite a finish if Sarah's going to sell it on for a profit. In the West Sussex countryside near the small village of Hanica, designers Josh and Ollie are anticipating Sarah's arrival.
Just a little bit nervous. We could have a situation where we just don't know what we're doing.
She's usually got a knack of bringing some pretty crazy stuff along with her, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
I know loads of different people who might be able to take on these stools, but I'm after a really handmade quality to them and some emphasis on craftsmanship. Hello. Hiya. Look what I've got.
Wow.
There's good news. There's more. Hold on.
Okay, cool. Nice.
I've got 7.
Okay, nice.
Are you bragging or complaining, Sarah?
What do you think of them?
I think they're great, yeah.
Yeah? First impressions all right?
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I mean, all they need is just a brushing up and some nice wooden tops to them or something.
I think that's the key. Nice wooden tops.
Yeah.
I was thinking that you might just put a bit of recycled, old plank or something,
Charming. To be fair, Sarah, you did bring recycled old ironmongery.
So I was sort of hoping that they would look really lovely and high-end and somebody wants to buy them to go around their breakfast bar or something like that.
Well, she's ambitious, I'll give her that.
I think the contrast between the old flaky paint and rusty metal and a new sort of polished hardwood top, I think that would look really smart. I mean, I would probably have one of those in my kitchen diner or whatever.
Well, funny you should say that. You may be able to, because there are 7 here, and from my experience, things normally sell better in pairs. So I was thinking maybe we should just do 6 of them.
Hear that, Josh? Just doing 6 out of the 7 stools leaves a set of spare, dirty, rusty legs for you lucky fella.
So what wood would you use?
Yeah, I would say we'd go and buy some new planks, maybe walnut or oak, a sycamore maple. I don't know, yew, that's pretty crazy.
Easy, Tiger. You're not on Name That Tree.
I'm really happy for you to get to the woodyard, see what looks best, and just go for it.
So that'll be the stool tops looking lovely with carefully selected hardwoods, but surely those rusted legs will need a lot of work.
Whenever you put new stuff and old stuff together, if you keep it quite smart, then you can get away with having a bit of rust. It's going to be cheaper than if you have to spend hours polishing each frame, isn't it?
Yeah. She's always got her eye on the bottom line. Speaking of which...
Money though, how much is it going to cost?
I would say we could probably get the tops for £15 per top. And I mean, if we don't spend too long on the frames, just maybe a coat of lacquer or wax or something, 45 a stool then.
£45 each gives me a nice margin to make a bit of money on them. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we'll try and
45.
Stick to that then. Done deal. Great.
Excellent. I think they're going to look smashing. That's a fantastic reaction. I can't wait to see half a dozen beautiful stools that are really fit for purpose, using some lovely new materials to make them look just really crispy. Perfect.
After a thorough inspection, Josh and Ollie are nearly on the same page.
I think they've got a lot of potential and...
Just imagining them with a nice walnut top or something.
I like them as a range though, like the idea of having a different top on each stool.
On each one?
I reckon. Yeah. I think that would be really cool.
Well, I'm sure they'll have worked it out by the next time we see them. Sarah's looking for a set of 6 stools at a cost of £45 per stall for the wood and Josh and Ollie's labour, making a grand total of £270. But will those rusty legs undermine the sumptuous wooden tops that they have planned? At her home in Sussex, our material girl Sarah's itching to get started on that bundle of old cloth she unravelled earlier.
Having a whole bundle like this is really exciting, and it's really lovely stuff. So I'm planning to turn this lot into fantastic scarves, those big wraparound ones that are really commercial at the moment.
First, she carefully measures the...
I'm just going to make up the size. There's so much fabric here.
Oh no, my mistake. First she grabs some scissors, makes an educated guess and starts cutting.
Perfect.
Oof, lucky guess. And after another hour or so, she's very accurately chopped up the lot.
Right, so there's 15 scarves here. So I'm going to go and get these through the washing machine and then get them dyed. I can't wait to see what these look like in different colours.
Sarah's using off-the-shelf cold water dyes. With just some water and salt, you can create vibrant, colour-fast tones. You can dye pretty much any natural fabric with these powders.
What the hell?
She's aiming for a range of vibrant spring colours, some of which are working really well.
That's looking hot.
Others, less so.
That's so not blue. It's supposed to be ocean blue. As it happens, I quite like the purple. It's going to be all right. Time for green. I'm not sure I'm quite ready for tropical green. That's really green.
Sarah adds a little yellow dye for a less incredible Hulk and more halcyon springtime feel.
And now that's a proper spring green. Kind of looks like moss.
Bramble's adding her own distressed look.
Oh, make yourself at home on the silk, Bramble.
That's how it's done commercially, you know. After a quick dry and iron, it's time for the fiddly bit.
So this is where the fun really begins. Lots of little details on it. Go to town with tassels and ribbons and make them all have their own personality, really.
Sarah's going to roll the edges of the scarves and add some colourful embellishments.
Snip little sections. So they're about that long. Wrap it really tightly round and then tie it. And then I can just sew a little line of those along some of the ends of the scarves. I think this is going to take ages, but all these fantastic colours together, I think they're going to sell.
That's one tassel done, just another 300 or so to go. If only Bramble could lend a paw. Sarah spent just £10 so far on these 3 packs of dye, but with so much sewing to get through, she'll have to enlist some help, which will all add to her costs. In Malden, Guy's getting to grips with the old ammeter, and he's got some new plans.
What we'll do is we'll put 2 little bulbs on the tops of each of here. I think that would look quite quirky and cool.
But before he gets stuck into the electrics, Guy still has that scruffy wooden box to restore.
Keith?
He's a great delegator.
On this one here, we need your expertise on cleaning here.
And he's calling in expert number 1. First, Keith's attacking that ugly paint mark with a scalpel and some paint stripper.
She's already, you can see it starting working. It's already starting to slightly bubble up the varnish work. So here we go, it's coming off nicely. That black mark is almost invisible now.
But before Keith attacks the rest of the box, Guy's keen to have a look at that leather handle, which is bolted to the inside.
You never know what might be behind here. We don't think it's ever been off of the back since it was made, probably. Let's have a look.
I'm on tenterhooks. What might be in there? A gold sovereign? Hidden enigma codes?
Well, there's nothing inside it apart from the mechanism.
Oh.
There's some scribble in there.
Oh, it's a bit of writing, isn't it?
There's a date in here, 8th of the 3rd, 37.
Wow.
With the handle now free, Guy can give it some love while Keith strips the rest of the box.
Now, what I'm going to put on this now is a bit of leather cream. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, we'll just work that into the strap. Just let that dry off for a little bit longer. Then we'll give him a bit of a buff.
And Keith's hard work on that wood has Guy inspired.
Sometimes very satisfying just working with a bit of wood. Suddenly, there it all comes alive and it's becoming beautiful again. It's so simple to do. Anybody can do this, but it's a great joy to do it as well.
Isn't that right, Keith? With all the varnish stripped, Keith polishes the wood with some clear beeswax.
Oh, that's great looking. You've done a brilliant job on that. Look at the leather straps come up well as well, hasn't it?
Yes, Guy, we know you did that bit. With the box looking tip-top, it's time to light it all up. Call in expert number 2. This time it's electrician Steve, who starts by making a small hole for the mains wire.
OK, and you want to stick with the...
I think the old silk wire is
silk
definitely
flex.
important. That's keeping it sort of in character.
Such a nice... Yeah, it is a nice look.
While Steve works his electrical magic, Guy's starting to get excited about what Sarah will think.
I think when she sees this, she's going to go, whoa, I can make some money on this. It could be all sorts of places. You know, it just looks old-fashioned tech brought to life.
We need to find some more of them.
Yes, 1930s amateurs are easy to come by. Perhaps a few more months at the dump, Sarah.
Right.
OK, right. Get the old workings back in.
With Steve adding 2 old-fashioned filament bulbs to the top, the rebirth of that ammeter is almost complete.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Over 100 miles away in Sussex, Josh and Ollie are making a start on the rusty legs for the set of 6 old science stools.
Should hopefully be quite a simple project. What we're going to do is try and leave the paint on there and just take off the rust and hopefully get some really nice like patina on the steel.
Josh and Ollie are keen that as much of their limited budget as possible goes into the wooden tops, so they're just giving the legs a quick rub down with acetone and abrasive pads.
Like, hopefully that will remove the rust, but leave the paint. So now I'm just putting on some furniture wax. It will make it look a lot better and feel kind of silky smooth as well. It's looking good now. Some bits are really nice. Yeah, really happy with that. I think that's turned out well.
They've achieved the holy grail of the clean, dirty look. Well played, lads. Now for the stool tops. Josh has secured a pile of English hardwoods.
We're going to put a different slab of wood on each of the stools. So we've got oak, sycamore, that's a bit of yew. This is London plane, that's ash, and this bit's English walnut. And we're slightly worried about the English walnut because it's got a bit damp. Hopefully, that's all good inside.
Let's have a look, shall we? Josh cuts a likely looking section from the main piece and it promptly splits.
Obviously we lost quite a big chunk there. It's just a case of trying to get a big enough piece in order to make a stool top out of it.
Happily, there's just enough left. Josh gets the wood down to the right thickness, still hoping that it holds together.
It's a beautiful bit of wood. It is full of character, as you can see.
If by character you mean it's got large cracks in it, Josh.
We'll be able to make a feature out of the splits and stuff like that.
Right. While Josh finishes that piece of troublesome walnut, Ollie makes a start on the next piece.
This is you wood.
Me wood?
And everyone goes, me wood.
Would I? I would.
It's not. It's not you wood. It's you wood.
I would work with you would you? Enough, it's just a type of tree. While Ollie tackles that yew, Josh puts the first stool together using that filled and polished up English walnut. But will all that lovely wood be enough for that high-end sheen Sarah's after? It's 1 down, 5 to go. Okay, it's plain to see that there's lots sycamore for you to do. Crack on. Sarah's back at home working hard to get those scarves finished. Having already tussled with her tassels for hours on end, Sarah's bitten the bullet and enlisted help. She's roped in her sometime assistant Ian, among others, to get them all done. As she's aiming for a high-end product and a high-end price tag to match, she's confident that spending a few more pounds on labour won't take too much of a dent out of the profits.
See, look, put a tassel on each corner.
Beautiful. So what do you reckon one can charge for a hand-tasseled, hand-dyed scarf?
Sarah's chosen the best 12 pieces of material to finish, and soon her tassel odyssey is complete. Sarah found a jumble of discarded old material in a plastic bag destined for the skip. Now they're sumptuous and vibrant scarves that wouldn't look out of place on a catwalk. With a bit of dye, some leftover thread and a lot of hard work, they've been transformed into a gorgeous spectrum of springtime loveliness.
Well, I am really pleased with these, but they're bright, they're beautiful, and I think they're rather lovely. And I've got a good idea about where to sell them. I need to position them up here in terms of cost because I want them to be seen as a lovely luxury item, which I think they are now.
At the recycling centre in Altrincham, Sarah met Les while he was trying to throw out a load of his uncle's old coat hangers.
There seems to be a coat hanger theme going on here.
Well, it looks that way, doesn't it?
Oh my word, more?
Oh, no. Ridiculous.
Among all of Les's uncle's rubbish was a bag of old fabric. Sarah chopped it up, dunked it in some dye and tied on a load of tassels to create some sublime scarves. They proved a perfect fit for Cowdrey, Sarah's local farm shop, who bought all 12.
The colours are absolutely beautiful, and the fact that they've been handmade from something that was otherwise going to be thrown away really fits in with the ethos behind our business.
And they're already in demand.
I love that deep purple. So do I.
But not quite for what Sarah planned.
I'd use it for a tablecloth.
Each to their own. Now Sarah's back in Altrincham with some loot for Les.
Hi there, Les.
Hi, love. Hi, all right.
I'm very well. How are you doing?
Fine, Doc. Thanks very much.
You were hard at work last time I saw you. You had got loads of stuff coming
That's right.
to the tip, and so some of it was yours, but some of it belonged to your uncle. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
In one of the bags, there was actually some fabric that I was interested in. I've got a picture of it to see if it's something you remember.
Yeah, well, I don't remember, but it'd be brilliant to see it.
That was in there. It was lots of really long strips of fabric, and some of it was silk.
Fantastic, then.
So, do you want to see what we did with it?
Yes, please, if you don't mind. I'd like to see what you've done with it.
We turned them into scarves.
Just shows you, doesn't it? That's incredible, that. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant, that. That's fantastic. You wouldn't think of doing something like that.
They looked really good, and we took them to a local farm shop, and they bought all of them.
Did they really?
Yeah, and they bought them at a profit, so I've got a little bit of money to share with you.
Brilliant. Well, you can't refuse that, can you?
No, I'll tell you what, I've actually got £160 here for you.
Blimey, Charlie.
Is that unexpected?
No, that is unexpected, that. I mean, just imagine how much more stuff just goes in that skip, in them skips every day.
Don't say that. Keeps me awake at night.
I bet it does. No, that is brilliant, that, love. Thanks very much.
What might you do with that?
Well, I'm just going to put a new exhaust on my car. £2.5 grand.
Seriously?
Serious money.
That is a nightmare. Well, I'm
no,
sorry.
That's brilliant. That'll go well towards it.
Oh, well, that's great news. Well, let me say
thank you very much. That's
thank
much
you.
appreciated. I hope to see you again down there.
Yeah,
see what else I can give you.
Yeah, well, I hope the car's all right.
Oh,
Thanks
that'll
so
be
much.
all right. Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Well, I really enjoy turning something plain and boring into something luxurious and lovely. And it sounds like the profit came just in time for Les with his massive car bill.
Sarah spent £10 on materials and another £30 for additional labour. 12 scarves were bought by the farm shop for £200, giving Sarah a profit of £160 for Les. In Malden, Guy's basking in the warm glow of a job well done.
I am looking forward to Sarah seeing this piece. I think she's sort of a bit of a techie girl. You know, it just looks really different. I think she's going to really love it.
When Sarah saw the amateur at the tip, it was a broken old electrical curio on its way to a landfill grave. Now it's been resurrected as a unique piece of lighting which would suit anyone with a love of vintage tech. The old-style filament bulbs on top emit a gentle, cosy glow which is complemented by the LED backlighting behind the old dial. Guy's team has perfectly trodden that fine line between authentic and modernised to give it a quirky, steampunk charm.
Both Guy and I were really enthusiastic about this piece. I can't wait to see what he's managed to do with it. Oh, Guy!
Hello, Sarah. Lovely to see you again.
Isn't that stunning?
Do you like it, do you?
Oh, that's a gem, isn't it?
I'm really pleased with it. It really has come up much better than I thought it would do. It's a special one-off.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah, they're quite funky little bulbs. Pick it up, have a look.
That is really lovely to get that light inside. That is a triumph. Every part of it that was looking a bit old, a bit distressed, a bit worn, now is a charming feature, isn't it?
I like the wear on it. It sort of shows that it's definitely old.
I think you've done something really special. I will sell this. I know I will make money on it, and to go back and show the guy who dropped it off in the tip what you've done to his old amp meter, I think it's brilliant.
Sarah's loving those bulbs, but has Guy blown the budget?
It's come out really well, but budget-wise, 125 quid, are we anywhere near?
It's been a tough one to do it for this price. It's not a lot of money in it for us, to be honest, but I think we're keeping on budget.
I think you're being generous there. It's beautiful. Thank you for doing such a lovely thing to it.
Lovely. Thank you, Sarah, very much.
I think this is a really great outcome for this little amp meter. Guy has made something really special, and I'm going to make some money.
You're never sure how people like it, but I think she really liked it, and I hope the person that buys it likes it. It's a great one-off piece again.
At the tip, Sarah was switched on enough to see the potential in Luther's father-in-law's ammeter. Unlike Luther,
I've got enough old stuff at home and don't need any more. Thank you very much.
Guy and his team gave it a new life as a quirky table lamp.
Oh, wow.
It was quickly snapped up and delivered to online vintage and retro retailer Nick Smith, who's wasting no time getting it out on display.
I like the concept of it because it's a fun design. I haven't seen a design like this before for lights. With the metering on the front, with the bulbs, it's really cool. Yeah, I really like it.
Don't forget to put the bulbs on, Nick. Now Sarah's in Northwich with some news for Luther.
there, Luther.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing?
Come on in.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, nice to see you too. I said that if I managed to do something with the old meter, I'd come and keep in touch, so here I am.
Wow.
You said it was your father-in-law's, is that right?
That's correct, yes. His trade was an electrician. He was offered the chance to work on the first computer in Manchester University. He always talked about how big it was, and it was spread over 3 floors.
Well, I love the thought that maybe this thing was used on such a lovely piece of technological advancement. Did you think, when we took it away, what might be made of it?
No, not really. I just thought that you were just going to rebuild it and get it going again.
Let me show you what I've done. It was made into a lovely desk light.
Oh, that looks cool. It's in keeping, really, yes.
It looked a bit like it was something electrical, something experimental sort of going on.
Yeah, it all ties in, doesn't it, really? Good idea, I never thought of that.
Do you think your father-in-law would have approved?
Oh, most certainly, yeah, because better that way than sitting away in some cupboard somewhere doing nothing.
Yeah, well, actually, it was a good-looking thing, and it has sold for profit. So I bought here £40 for you for your old amp meter.
That's the first time I come away from the tip with £40.
Yeah, well, I'm...
It is a surprise, and I'm sure my wife will be surprised because she won't take long to go out and spend that. I'm quite sure.
Really? So that's where that's going? Fantastic. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for letting me come back and catch up with you. It was a lovely thing, and I really enjoyed watching it come back to life again. So thank you so much, and I hope you get a little bit of that money.
Yes, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Indeed.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Well, I think we made Luther's day, and we made something really lovely out of that amp meter. And that's another little piece of history that's got a whole new lease of life.
With Guy and his team taking £125 for labour and parts, and the amateur lamp selling for £165, Sarah was able to squeeze a healthy £40 profit for Luther and his wife. Sarah's back in Hanukkah to collect Josh and Ollie's work.
So Josh and Ollie have had science Stools bases to convert into something saleable. I hope they really managed to pull it out of the bag.
I think we've kind of delivered. We've got 6 of our sort of favourite English woods on the top there. Makes quite a cool set.
They are quite special. They need to go into a school of woodwork.
That's their original habitat.
Yeah.
Sarah left Josh and Ollie with the rusty old legs of some school science stalls. Now they're a spectacular set of 6 stalls with beautifully finished English hardwood tops. The rounded and beveled corners of the seats echo the curves of the original legs that have been carefully waxed to preserve their patina. And the wood has been expertly crafted to show off the delightful character and colour tones of the carefully selected range of locally sourced timbers.
Boys, you've been busy. Look at that lot. Don't they look smart? To make a sort of family of wood to go on the top of them and to use that idea to sell them all together is great.
It's a really nice way to show off wood and the beauty of English timber. So we chose the most characterful bit of wood that we could find.
This is a beautiful set of stools.
And now, another episode of Name That Tree.
Go on then, let me guess. What's, is that walnut?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Some kind of burry thing. So, oak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sycamore?
Yes.
Nice.
Yew?
Yeah.
No idea. Ash?
Ash.
Ash?
Yeah.
And that one must be... I don't know what that is.
Capital city.
London Plain?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sarah's surprisingly good at that. Show off.
I left, I think, £45 per stall on them. Did that come out on budget?
Yeah, we kept that in mind and we put that kind of into the tops and decided to leave the bases pretty much as they were.
I really like the bases. These colours with the wood are lovely. Together, they work really well. I'm going to get more than £45 for that, aren't I? I mean,
Cool.
Look at it.
Yeah, I reckon you will, yeah. And
Definitely.
especially if somebody wants to buy the whole collection.
What do you say, 45 times 6, so that is £270 for this lot.
Yeah.
What you've done to them is a lovely thing, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's a stunning achievement by Josh and Ollie. It's now up to Sarah to get them sold.
Well, I'm really pleased with the stools. They're a lovely, simple, chunky design, and they're really saleable. You can't ask for more than that.
At the recycling centre, Richard had a boot full of rusty school stools which were headed for the scrapyard. And he had ambitious ideas for Sarah.
So you can use the tubular steel in those shapes and weld them together to make all sorts of endless possibilities.
But Sarah kept it simple and gave Josh and Ollie the task of topping them with some beautiful timber. And they also caught the eye of online retailer Nick.
Quite like them because they're very minimal.
Does that mean you're going to buy them?
I'll take all 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic news. Well done.
Now Sarah's back in Manchester to update Andrew on the old stalls.
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Yes, really well. Nice to see you again. I said I'd come back and chat with you.
You did?
About your stalls.
Yes.
When we took them away, did you wonder what we might get up to with them?
I did. I really couldn't work out whether you were going to kind of build them into something or whether it was going to be a take on the same type of thing. I've no idea.
In the end, we went for stools.
Oh, stools. So I wasn't wrong.
No, you weren't wrong. I've got some pictures here to show you of them.
I'd love to see them.
Yeah, you want to have a look? So that's how they ended up.
Oh, yes, yeah. They look really sturdy and chunky, don't they? I can just imagine those round a kitchen island unit, just that right height, aren't they, to have your breakfast at?
Yeah, definitely. And actually, because of that, it made them really saleable. And I've actually got some profit here to hand over to you. Yep, I've got £100 pure profit here.
Pure profit. On top of the people that have been paid to do the job.
Yes, that's right. Yes,
that's very good indeed.
And they look so lovely and so tactile that they were snapped up immediately. So yeah, I was really pleased. I hope you are with that.
Well, I am. I'm very pleased. Yeah, and I think that you know, they came from a school where children are, and I think the best place for this is for children in need. I think charity will use this more wisely than I could.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Yes. I love that idea. That just completes the circle, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Really good to catch up again.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Lovely. Thank you ever so much. Well, I think that was a lovely reaction, and Andrew is very generous to give all that money to children in need, and we have created some beautiful stalls that will go on to have a new life in somebody else's house. Perfect ending.
Josh and Ollie charged a total of £270 for the wood and their hard work on those stalls. Sarah sold them for £370, giving Andrew a profit of £100. Sarah unearthed 3 hidden gems at the recycling centre in Altrincham. Luther's old Amateur was transformed into a quirky table lamp. Andrew's rusty stool bases were revamped with new hardwood tops. And Les's bundle of vintage material has found its mojo as a set of scarves.
Well, Josh and Ollie's hard work really paid off, and it's Guy's imagination that gave a whole new lease of life to another tip find. And me, I got to have fun with some scarves. And it's those 3 transformations that all gave me the opportunity to hand over hundreds of pounds of money for nothing.